long break and she was long.
Yeah.
And overdue. Okay, good.
And then she's gotten better for sure.
Excellent. So trimming her helped.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's so good because that helps you determine, is it sole pressure that makes her sore or is it flare pressure that makes her sore? It sounds like it's flare pressure that makes her sore.
Molly, let's walk a bit more.
Which, for the amount of bone loss she has in her feet, like, it's shocking to me
Yeah.
that she's able to get, you know, more sound on her sole.
I know. When I see her, like, sometimes she actually, like, will trot down the hill or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really good. Okay.
But she's not. Yeah. Far from perfect, but getting better.
Yeah. We still have really low heel
Molly,
angles.
let's get it this way.
Yeah. She's gone. She's determined to do it her way. She can figure it
She's
out.
like, we never use a lead rope. with her,
Yeah. So she's like, you're in my way.
Yeah.
So I can still see by the way she goes to load that she's too low in the wings, low in the heel.
Yeah.
The tricky thing is that she also came from being underrun heeled. So it's how do we pull the heels back, load the heel further back in the foot without lowering the heel,
Yeah.
right? That's the key with her every trim. But yeah, the improvement is there. It's a marked improvement for sure. So let me take a look at what you got going on with her.
Okay.
We'll do it for her. You give her as many rests as she requires, okay? Nice. So we got quarter flare.
Yeah.
Lots of quarter flare.
Look at that.
Yeah, retracted sole though. See that ledge? We gotta get those quarters reduced.
Yeah. I put it down. I was like, oh, I can take more off here.
Yeah,
But this is thin.
Yeah.
Right here.
yeah. But your bars, leave them alone.
Okay.
This one's a little laid over and a little flared, but don't worry because it's so much shorter than the rest of her foot. It's low here and it's high here. See how
Okay.
low this is?
Yeah.
See this breakage right here? This is all gonna explode and pop off. There's a bit of that line right there. Remember how I just told you not to lower her heels?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well her heel is back here and everything is bent forward. See that crack of dirt?
Mm-hmm.
So what I just did was I got rid of that hill that was heading uphill into the quarter. So even though I nipped a tiny bit there, I took the pitch of the foot is gonna head that way.
Yeah.
Instead of it heading up and then down again. And that's gonna help reduce that crazy amount of white line separation in your quarters.
Yeah.
So the heel is still higher than the quarter. And then I'm gonna lower that a bit when
Yeah.
I rasp. But I just wanted you to be able to see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
That's the perspective you're gonna have when you're trimming her. You may as well see that from there. And then on this side, I don't have any heel because it's not broken. I'm just gonna go with the flow here.
Yeah, that's the hardest part to know. When it's so separated.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
See how I'm nipping here as well? I'm saving rasping time.
Yeah.
And then when you only rasp her, do you still pull up this way?
Yeah.
Good. And if you thin it too much, under this weight it'll break. So what I like to do is thin out the width of the outer wall. And that's hard to see on a white-footed horse. On a dark-footed horse, outer wall is pigmented, inner wall is white. It's easy to see. I gotta get around here.
Yeah, I like that. Things that I can see at the bottom of her.
What you're getting addressed.
Yeah.
Exactly. How much you're taking. And this is just, to be frank, this is safer.
Yeah.
Oh, such a big horse. You don't want to put her over your thigh and have her come down on you.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you reduce that again in 2-3 weeks, then you're going to really get after that quarter. Yeah, nicely. Good mare. Hey! She's got more digital cushion. Just take that little tip off. Head downhill. Grab a hold of whatever that nasty little abscess is. Going on that little pocket. Smooth this out so it's not a point. She's a giant horse.
Yeah.
You don't want a pointed heel on her. You're doing great, Mare. Okay, done. Good. Good job, sweetie. If you lower it to the base of the stretched white line, it ends up lower than the sole. No good, right? It needs to be sharing the load with the sole or it's too much. But I wouldn't leave the quarters higher than the sole by much.
Okay.
So take a look in a few days, pick the feet out, look at it, get a fresh perspective again.
Yeah.
But the other thing that that's doing is it's improving the pitch, just like your mare's hind feet and front feet for her. You really want to get that pitch heading downhill towards the toe to help improve that heel height. It's happening. She's developing digital cushion.
Amazing.
Okay, Mare. Such a good girl. Wow. You weren't ready? Such a good girl. Good. Ew. See how I'm heading in on an angle?
Yeah.
And then I'm lifting?
Cut that off there.
Yeah, it's just pretend. Let's take a look at where we are. Truly. Okay. Just pitch that bevel it a bit. Nothing yucky hiding in your pocket. Same thing. Oh, God damn it. You're so heavy.
Yeah.
Open that up. Good.
That was the bar that I
A bar, and you're like, what do I do with that? So I come in here, I got my thumb, and I push. And I just smooth that out a little for you. There it goes. And I'm gonna let her rest.
Yeah.
Good girl, Molly. Ooh, she got less inflammation too. Did you notice that, Katerina?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, she's a lot less inflamed in her fetlocks. That's awesome. Good girl. She's getting much more acquainted with the concept of lifting for us. So good.
So same thing.
Yeah. Same thing. Not too much. Don't get greedy, Jess. Don't get greedy. This is the least happy position for my wrist. I'm gonna put her down and I'm gonna thin this out from the floor. It's easier on her and me. You got a beautiful tight growth coming in now. So I'm thinning out my outer wall and then I'll just clean it up with my rasp. And it's that medial wall that
Sorry.
I was super careful about when I started getting to know her. This foot, darling. Good girl. Okay, so outer wall is reduced. So I want my bevel to pull everything in, right? Tuck everything in. Pitch it downhill.
Yeah.
Good.
Remember the shape of them when you before you first drew?
It was shocking. I really wish, in hindsight, that we properly photo documented those feet.
Yeah.
Because they were on the list. Those were heading close to a saw to start. I think I nipped like 4 rounds of depth in at the toe. Okay, it's wild.
Literally. And the fronts were even worse.
Yep. Flare. Good girl.
So heavy.
Yeah. I don't want to lower. I want to just pitch it downhill. Right? And then, safely, what's safe? You see the pigment to the non-pigment?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a gray, waxy outer wall, white, white, white inner wall. Yeah. And then,
So that's
see.
a good way to get at the medial.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put her down. And you see how I didn't bevel out the whole inner wall?
Yeah.
I blended the inner with the outer, which I thinned the outer.
Yeah.
Reduced the outer. But this size foot on this size horse needs to be trimmed every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my Percheron at my barn. She's a 3-week trim schedule. When she goes 4 weeks once, it's okay. But when she goes 4 weeks a few times, everything lets go. Yeah, this one's still a little fuller than the other, but not bad. Which means, you know, if her legs are feeling better, lifting the foot's getting better.
Yeah, this foot was a little bit harder for her to lift.
Yeah. It's okay, sweetie. Thanks.
Yeah, I think a big chunk of overlaying frog came off.
Yep.
This foot.
Yeah. This side too. And it just hides nasty stuff. Right?
Bodie.
Well, you're not paying attention.
Let me just go.
I'll just go and self-serve.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't really
Gonna let
care
her rest?
if he was out of there because he'll just stand right there.
Oh yeah,
in the
he's not
grass.
leaving the herd.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do Molly without the hoof jack.
Nope.
No way. Those
Nope.
back feet, I would have someone hold it for sure.
And then for Molly, yeah, this little human wiggling around trying to hold her. And
It's so hard on
it's
her.
exhausting for her to deal with a person flailing about trying to hold her. The amount of shake our muscles have to hold the weight would drive her batty. See that nice little flow? This one's not bad. That was pretty close. I want it to run downhill from the heel to the toe. Right? Okay. We know this one's been a mess for a while. It's all right. You'll get a rest in a minute. Can't pin that a whole lot more today. Next trim. Gonna let her down. Lots of rests, make her willing. Good girl. Nice. Very good. So you got her thinned out at the toe. Just gotta carry it on.
Yeah.
Right? Fine side of the rasp. Round it. You can do it from the floor with the rasp on the floor. What a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Just gonna hook in on the other medial. Hey, Molly. Thank you. So we have the apex of the frog disappears in both front feet,
Yeah.
and that's because the bone's gone. There's no, you might not ever get a nice clean apex because there's no nice clean bone right here. But the key is to start getting more development here and here, so the back of the foot is higher. Right now the front of the foot is higher than the back of the foot.
Okay.
The collateral grooves are shallow. So this is higher than this. You can see that?
Okay. Yeah.
It's tricky to see from where you're standing. And I don't want to nip it lower than her sole.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking all the time. Where's the sole? Stay above the sole as best I can. And you might oopsie it here and there. Don't worry about it. It's still better than the care she was getting. She'll forgive you. Tiny, tiny little heel. Right? Just no blood flow to that spot in the foot.
Yeah.
That's probably why that heel's so small. That's all right. Good mare, rest. Thank you. So polite about letting me know. Move into that pigmented outer wall. Tie it in with the fine side. Blend the inner and outer. Don't leave a mountain peak on the heel like I had. Oy. One more try. Thanks. Make sure the heel's the highest point. So that's why I reduced the quarter, because it was higher than the heel. She may do a lot less of that clip-clop heel landing now too, because now she's not trying to get to the heel. The heel will be easier for her to access and load without the quarter high. So we're gonna walk her and see how right or wrong I am. She feels so much stronger too in my hand. She needs far fewer rests.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's walk her. She has quarter arches.
Wow.
That's pretty magical.
Yeah.
Now those quarter arches might go away in 24 hours, which means that the foot's relaxing,
Okay.
and then you reduce it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might stay for a while. Mm-hmm. Good, let's watch her.
job.
Here, you take her. She's yours. Pay attention.
Ollie.
She's like me.
Let me never do this.
I know. Lead ropes. What are those for? She hauled carts in fields. She can handle it. Good, Maris. Get through that mud. There. Yes.
We'll turn this way, Molly.
Good.
Good girl.
Much better.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take
You
off.
did awesome, sweetie. And I think today I don't think I touched any of your toes. I think you got the toes figured out. That's great.
Yeah.
Really good. Go girl, Molly. So Daisy Bicking retracted soles and rice
Yep.
bran. And alleviated quarters.
And
Really
then I
good.
learned how to do that one bar. That's hard to get at.
Yes, and